Hello there, it's Sean, and in this video I will be going through a series of conversations that lead to high quality booked sales calls. And what is a high quality booked sales call? Because anyone can say, yay, I got a call booked, right? And sometimes it's a no-show, or the prospect shows up and they are not actually a prospect. It's one of those, chit chat, pick your brain kind of a jam session, and it doesn't really lead to anything, and it's kind of both sides want to pitch each other, and we are both beating around the bush, and it doesn't lead to anything, right? So a high quality booked sales call, first of all, it has to be inbound, right? That's what the whole inbound close method is for. And if you haven't already seen parts 1 and 3, because this is part 2 of the inbound close method, please check the link in the description to make sure that you have seen all 3 parts of the inbound close method. So this is part 2. I'll be walking you through some example sets that my team and myself have done. And if you yourself are currently in your own inbox, or you have an appointment setter doing these conversations for you, okay, you can see that these conversations can actually happen in most, if not all, social media platforms, anywhere, as long as you're able to put out content and have people reach out, come inbound and put up their hand and comment or vote on a story or join your group or send you a message. They can even come through your emails requesting to have something that you are just giving out for free. And that way we are never the ones chasing, because you see, the one thing that all these conversations have in common is that we are never chasing. We don't have the time or energy to chase, and we don't want to intrude into someone's day and affect the relationship and close that door forever. I mean, in your inbox you probably get hit by dozens of people pitching you all the time, and I'm sure that it's annoying. You don't even open those messages, so why would we want to do that? And then some people might say, well, you can play the numbers game and message 100 people, you might get 5 to 10 calls booked like right now. And back when I was working as an appointment setter and closer myself, I have worked with a lot of business owners who were very short-term thinking. They just wanted to see the conversions now, and they would squeeze just to get the conversions right now. And sure, that can happen, but do you think the quality will be high? And even if the quality was high, what's going to happen the next day? What's going to happen the next week, the next month, the next quarter, the next year, right? Someone has to keep the machine moving. Someone has to keep the farm growing and the harvest coming all year round, not just today. We have to think long term. So whether it's you yourself or an appointment setter in the inbox, we have to seed, educate, nurture, and convert all year round, so that no matter which quarter we are at in the year, that flow is always consistent, right? And you'll see the one thing that all these conversations have in common is that it's all inbound. We are not chasing. They're the ones putting up their hands. They're the ones voting on a story, commenting on a post, reaching out to us, asking for something. And the whole psychology of this is that when you structure this strategy this way, by the time a sales call even happens, if it happens, there's no more chit chat. There's no more pick your brain and waste your time. By the time a sales call even happens, it is a buyer conversation where they are fully aware of their problem. They know they have a problem that needs to be solved now. They are aware of your signature process. They are even aware of your offer. They know that it is a sales call. They hop on this call knowing that it is a sales call. So can you imagine how much leverage you or your closer would already have had by this stage of the buyer's journey? How much time can you save, and how many tire kickers can you eliminate? So sure, the volume might drop, okay, but you'll see every single one of these conversations are high quality. Okay, that's what I mean by high quality. And let's look at one. Okay, let's see the connection method. Hey Satya, great to connect. How are you doing? So this is a fresh conversation, right? And you can see right off the bat, the rapport is already there. And all of this is because of the content. Okay, the content that you put out has to really, like, how does he know I'm from Singapore? Right, so your story, your voice, your unique thing about you has to be on your content all the time. Right, so there's some rapport going on here. He is in London, and straight away he tells me that he's interested. And why do you think he's this quick? Just the initial message here, there's already a signal of intent. It's all got to do with the content, okay, which you will see in part 1 if you haven't already seen. You see the content is doing all the heavy lifting. I go into his goals, get some specific numbers, and this is actually done by my setter. It's done so well to type like me. I actually thought it was myself, but I just remember this was one of my setters. So we have the goals, and you can be a little bit more direct. It's like, what are you looking for, right? What are you looking to invest in? Okay, so he wants to see maybe my course. Okay, and you can, if you're doing the calls yourself, you can just go ahead and speak with the prospect. If you have a setter, you can have the setter do an initial triage call, and or you have a closer, you can just let the closer take the call. And as long as you have the authority, they will always respect, your protocol, right? They know that they can't have your time all the time. So just go ahead and, trust your team members to take charge of these conversations, book a call, and that is it. So there's no hard selling. There's no scripted kind of words. It's just me being myself, or my setter mastering my voice. And there's no numbers game. There's no chasing. He's the one typing more. He's the one qualifying himself. He's the one selling himself, and he gets hotter and hotter. And it's not about more volume. It's about more leverage, right? It's not about more chasing. It's about the right strategy. Okay, let's look at one more. This is a less salesy method. So you can see the story has done some nurturing. The story has done some rapport building, right? So I go through the rapport, and what's your background, where you're from, what's going on, right? So the authority is already there. It's all from the content. Okay, so your content has to be strong to create the inbound pool, right? So the authority and rapport has already been done. That's what does the trick. Without the rapport and the authority, the energy won't be like this, Okay, so we go through the goals, and when you do this right, they are the ones that want the call. Okay, so this is a less salesy style, a more rapport driven style. Put in the link. Okay, and that's it, one call book. Okay, let's look at one more. So this one, okay, it's just a bump, and then super vulnerable here. Goals are already out. Alright, so again, it's the same trend. The rapport and the authority has already been established, and it's not because I set him really hard or my setter attacked really hard. It's really the content doing the heavy lifting, and the setter just needs to be on the ball. The setter just needs to be present. You can do it. Want to talk? Again, if you have a setter, pass it to your setter. If you want to take the call yourself, take the call yourself. And sometimes they'll be like, why am I not speaking with you? Who am I talking to? Okay, so this person is my business partner. He is my, enrollment director. He is in charge, or she's in charge of speaking with potential clients. You can be as direct as you want. I highly suggest being as transparent and as direct as we can. That's our way of respecting our prospects, right? And they know that, if they trust you, they respect your authority, they know that it's all for the best and it's gonna work. Okay, so let's do one more. and then I will put the entire folder in the description along with parts 1 and 3. So make sure you have seen all 3 parts of the inbound close method, and then book your free strategy session with me. Again, there's not going to be any sales pitch. I will look through your conversations. Okay, I'll actually look through your offer as well, and I will look through your sales calls as well. And if you have a seller or closer currently working in your team, I will go through their work as well, so that we can see the full link, all 4 links from content to conversation to call and close. Okay, we can see if it all flows perfectly. Okay, let's do a 2-step. Right, so this is a classic one where you get people to comment, you get people to do something, and then we respond. So we are always responding, right? We never initiate. We are proactive, but we don't chase, right? We position. It's the same conversation, but we position things so that they're the ones coming to us. So this is important to distinguish. Here it seems like I was the one who initiated, right? But actually it was because he commented on one of my 2-step posts. So I reached out and I sent him the training. And you can see again immediately, he explains his background, his problem, he's qualifying himself. And I actually didn't reply for 4 hours. Then he comes back inbound again. What will I learn? Okay, I sent the offer. This is a 497 product. It's not even for a book call, it's for a low ticket product. We go through some back and forth questions. Okay, I am interested. So without having a sales call, just from this one simple conversation, because of this training that I done, because of this offer that I put here, and because of the 2-step post that say I've done a training, if you want, comment me. He commented me. I sent him all these resources. So it's not that I'm selling him really hard. It's the content is doing all the heavy lifting. The content shows your authority. The content shows your results. The content shows your process. And whether it's you or your appointment setter, they just need to be on the ball and present. And even this part here, when I missed his message for 4 hours, right here, he still followed up, right? So it's not that my seller followed up, he followed up. And even without a sales call, he just outright paid for this low ticket 497 product and became a client. So if you do this right, sometimes the sales call is not even needed. By the time I spoke to him and presented him my next level offer, he was already a satisfied client. Okay, so it's not about chasing, it's about leverage. It's not about volume, it's about repositioning the same thing slightly differently, so that we are not chasing, we are responding, we are helping, we are providing clarity. Okay, so this kind of setting, whether it's your appointment setter, they have what I call, they have meat to eat. When we don't provide our setters meat to eat, then our sellers have to chase very hard. Our sellers have to compensate with numbers, right? And it doesn't help our sellers, it doesn't help our prospect. So when we turn things around and pull them inbound using the inbound method, the prospects are the ones actually selling themselves, qualifying themselves. Right? So I will put the rest of all these conversations in the description. Make sure you have seen parts 1 and 3 as well. And then when you have gone through all 3 parts, go ahead and book that no pitch one-on-one strategy session with me. I'll look through your conversations, I'll look through your sales calls, I'll look through your content, and most importantly, I'll actually look through your signature high ticket offer as well. Okay, and if you have a seller or closer working for you, I will look through their work as well. Okay, so go ahead and book that strategy session, and I will talk to you very soon. Cheers.